Hello everyone, I'm here with the Reddies, and today we're going to talk about rat cages and housing. So, I don't know if Pippa's actually going to come out today, because it's kind of during her nap time, but, so I thought we'll get a little bit of Pippa in. Hi! Alright, so where'd Harper go? There's Delphi. Alright, Harper came out. I don't know where she went, but we'll see her. I'm sure. So first things first, tanks. I want to talk about tanks. Please do not house your rats in tanks. They do not offer nearly enough ventilation, and that is because rats, their pee has ammonia in it, and if they're in a tank, the ammonia just kind of gets like caught in the tank, and it's so bad for their lungs. So yeah, tanks are very bad. Not even tank toppers offer enough ventilation, so it's really just that bottom part that causes the trouble. So I do not recommend tanks for rats. I recommend that all rats have a cage of some sort with bars that they can climb. That's also another reason why tanks aren't very good, is because there's no way for rats to climb in the tank. So yeah, so cages are definitely the way to go with rats. I've also tried homemade cages, and that was a disaster. I ended up buying the Ferret Nation that I have here just after I finished making my homemade cage. I had one a while ago. It is now thrown away. It smelled awful. But there's Harper. Hi! So yeah, so I do not recommend homemade cages. They cost too much money, and to get them all fixed up and ready for rats, and it's just not worth it. They're quite a hassle. So yeah, so cages really are the best way to go. So talking about bar spacing, so this cage has 1-inch bar spacing, but I've put a hardwire mesh on the outside. It's just zip tied all the way around, and so this is the Ferret Nation. The Ferret Nation has 1-inch bar spacing. The Critter Nation is the same exact cage, but it has 1/2-inch bar spacing, and they are horizontal. So that is, if you can go for that one, I would say just do the Critter Nation. They're better if you ever plan on having babies or small females. So Delphi and Harper could both squeeze through the bars if I didn't have the hardwire mesh on. Pippa could not. But, so if you have very small boys or babies or some females, a lot of females actually. Chiquita was the one who actually first escaped, and so I had to put the hardwire mesh on. So yeah, so if you don't have big females or average or big males, you're going to need less than 1-inch bar spacing. So keep that in mind when you're looking for your cage. Something else, rats need, so each rat needs at a minimum 2 square feet of living space to be happy and healthy. And of course, everything I'm talking about is assuming that you have more than one rat, so really you shouldn't even be looking at cages that are less than 4 square feet total. Now there's a little bit of leeway with that, but that's like the ideal minimum. Now, as you can see, my rats definitely have more than that, and rats will always use every square inch that you give them. So don't worry about, is this cage too big for them? Are they not going to use it all? They will use it all. So I say bigger is better if you can. If you have the room, and the funds and everything, usually it's not that much more for a slightly bigger cage, especially if you buy them used. So yeah, so 2 square feet of space each. In the description of this video, I'm going to put a link to one of my favorite things rat related ever. It's called the Rat Cage Calculator. And what you do is you put in the dimensions of the cage that you're looking at, or that you already have, or whatever. You could do centimeters or inches. Make sure that you look at that, because I've forgotten to change it a few times. You will get very different results. So yeah, so you put the dimensions into the calculator, and it tells you the minimum, or no, not the minimum, the maximum amount of rats that can be housed in that cage comfortably. One thing you want to keep in mind also is that you need a cage that is at least 12 inches wide, and the rat cage calculator will tell you if you have something less than that, that it is too shallow for rats, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, so the rat cage calculator will hopefully help you guys out with deciding if a cage is good for the amount of rats that you have. I have always just directed people to that resource if they ask me questions about housing rats and things like that, so hopefully you guys will learn to love that resource as much as I have. So yeah, so that will be in the description. I guess I'll talk a little bit about my cage, because some people have asked. The Ferret Nation is technically big enough for 12 rats. That is the double. So this is the Ferret Nation 142, which is the double. There's also the Ferret Nation 141, and that is just the single, so just this bottom portion. Like if it's going to go like this, that would be the Ferret Nation 141, without the top part, without the top. So if I just had this, it would be big enough for 6 rats. So yeah, so it is a monster. But again, I've only got 3 rats in there, and they use every single square inch. I clean the entire thing, and all areas of the cage are used. So yeah, so rats will definitely use all of the room that you give them. Something else, what you should keep inside the cage, at a minimum they need at least one hidey spot. You can see here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just on this level, not including the hammock, which they can also go through. It's got tunnels on it. So yeah, so that's I mean, that's a lot, but but yeah, so they need at least some kind of place to hide. And hammocks are really recommended. They are not completely necessary, but if you have them, if you can get them, even if you want to string up a washcloth, you can get a package of 10 for like $2 at Walmart. I've done that before, and then you just cut a hole in the corners, string it up with pipe cleaners, and you've got a hammock, you know, for not even $2. So that's, you know, I say you should have one at least. You can use old clothes and stuff. So I've got an old shirt in there, and these are obviously old pants that had a huge rip in it. So yeah, so I could have strung up these pants, and that would have been totally fine. Whatever you have around is usually just fine. So you don't need, you know, fancy ones like I sew, or, you know, I mainly do it for me, but they do enjoy them, especially the fleece. They like the fleece. So yeah, so hammocks are really, you know, great if you can. They will definitely use them if you put them in the cage. So I say, you know, do it if you can. So hidey houses and hammocks and some kind of liner or litter or something for the pan of your cage. I use towels and litter boxes, but you can use whatever you like. And really, I mean, other than food and water, toys is the other thing. You can't have too many toys. I don't think that is possible. If anything, like, you can have too little. You can definitely have too little. So the more the merrier. They will, you know, they enjoy getting new things. I like to swap out my toys, or at least, you know, bring some from the top to the bottom, or brand new ones. I've got that bin over there. The top is full of toys, actually. So I will switch them out. I switch out the ones in the playpen too. But yeah, so that's a big thing for rats. Is they like to be stimulated. They're very intelligent. So part of that is that they like to climb the cage. That helps a lot. But also the toys and the, so I've got branches and a cargo net and things that will keep their minds occupied while you're not there. So yeah, so I think that's it for cages. Let me know if you guys have any questions. More general questions I'll be able to answer. Specific cages, I'll give you real quick. There's only 3 that I really know of. I mean, I love my dorm room cage, but I don't actually know what cage it is. And I've modified it so much that it's it's pretty much a Franken cage anyways. So, which you can always do. I also have a cage that I use in my, we have a trailer that we have a seasonal campsite that the trailer is on, and the rats come with me, and they have a cage for their, for the camper, and that is made out of 2 cages that have been zip tied together. So yes, so that's always an option too. If you can't find one that you really like, or really, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't like buy 2 new ones and do that, because you can usually find one just as good for, you know, the same price, but that already is big enough. But I've done that when I found them used or I already had them around and I needed to make them bigger. That's a great option. So yeah, Craigslist is a great place to find cages. So yeah, so I'll tell you the 3 other ones that, well no, two other ones that I know of, because there's the Ferret Nation, and then there's also the Critter Nation, which is the exact same cage. It comes in the single or the double version, and the only difference is the bar spacing. So that's another one that I would recommend. People have asked me Ferret Nation versus Critter Nation. I say Critter Nation if you could afford it. It's a little bit more than the Ferret Nation because of the bar spacing, but if you can do it, it saves you a whole lot of time and worry and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, so Critter Nation I think would be my favorite cage, like if I got to pick. Because it's basically my cage, just already, you know, I wouldn't need the hardwire mesh. But, but yeah, the other cage that I know of that a lot of people like is called the Rat Manor, and it is from Petco. And that cage is big enough for a pair, 3 at the most. But it's a great cage for a pair. I think it's like the perfect amount of room. And a lot of people like it. Some people say that it's a bit hard to clean because it's only it's only got 2 small doors on it, but a lot of people really like the Rat Manor. So, oh my goodness, Peepa! Wow, someone's lazy today. Hi. Oh, she's alive. So, hey, can you tell it's her nap time now? I can't believe she actually came out today. So yeah, so the Rat Manor, the Critter Nation, the Ferret Nation, there's a whole bunch of other ones. There's a lot of guinea pig cages that you can kind of tailor to your needs. A lot of them would need hardwire mesh, but you could just get that at your local hardware store and some zip ties, and that would work fine too. So yeah, so look on Craigslist, look, you can do eBay. You could buy new cages online. I know there's something like allpetfurniture.com or something has there's some there's some other ones that have them too. So yeah, so you can find them. You just kind of have to look for the best deal. Is kind of my thing. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them below. Just wanted to give a shout out to everyone who's been helping me to answer questions. My life is pretty hectic right now, I'm not gonna lie. I just started my new job. I've been there for a week now, so I'm still settling in and everything, so I haven't had too much time to answer comments. So I really appreciate it when you guys kind of jump in and answer when you guys know. And, you know, if I don't agree, I will definitely comment back. So yeah, so thank you guys for spreading the rat love. And that's really what I wanted this channel to be about, was to really help rat owners and their rats to live longer, healthier, happier lives. And if that's me, you know, helping people, that's great. But if other people are doing it, you know, that's really awesome too. So thanks guys for that, and keep it up. And I will see you guys later. Bye, Sleepy Harbor.